Burr.
Burr, America.
Honestly,
is right.
It's
Because
cold, child.
it's very cold and a winter storm is on the way. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. They already called it, and I love to see it. So
I do have to go to work tomorrow.
oh, well, you might not have to if it gets as bad as they saying.
I'm supposed to start till tomorrow night. The cold will start tonight.
They want y'all out in the cold. It says being like the skin.
Them niggas
It's
don't
30
got no
minutes.
bus out there.
30 minutes is process. They gotta walk across campus and stuff, don't they?
Fair. Yeah.
And they said being at least 30 minutes is frostbite.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No, all them buildings are interconnected. They do not. They will be there
I
tomorrow.
don't receive that.
I do not
I'm
receive
praying
that.
for you and everyone else that y'all don't have to go to work tomorrow because sub-zero temperatures is just when we needed this the week after New Year's.
Yeah. Let me tell you my complaint about this here winter storm. Not that it's anyone's fault. Not that anything could be done. Why is it on the weekend?
That too.
Snow in the middle of the week.
Please.
So I want to be at home and be paid for it.
Yeah.
Snow in the middle of the week.
The
now we're
weekend
snowing on
is
the
crazy.
weekend.
The weekend is crazy.
Like Friday evening
weekend.
when we're starting. Rude.
Could you not?
I also need to know like specifically when it's supposed to roll in because I'm supposed to work tomorrow night at Macy's and I don't want to be.
I would. Mm-mm.
I'm already expect to not be there Saturday or Sunday because
Yeah.
I'm not getting.
You can
out
count
on the
me out of
roads.
everything
Yeah.
because I'm not, like you said, I'm not getting out on the
I'm
road.
not getting out on the road.
Yeah.
Also, people who like to still go places in the snow, why?
Relax.
I hate people that be in there like, why they got y'all in here? Because you're here. If you weren't here, neither would
we
I.
wouldn't be here. Yeah, only for emergencies because y'all can't drive when there is no snow and ice. So
It's tough.
can we please just relax?
So Snowmageddon.
Yeah, we're here. First winter storm of 2026.
I would like to say I did call it. I did say 2 weeks ago I would love
did.
this in 2 weeks.
You
I
did.
just wanted it during the week.
Our first snowstorm, winter storm of 2026. First of all, 2026 came up in here like it has somewhere to be because how's it January 22nd?
That's okay with me.
But normally January feels like it lasts 3 months long, and it's already the 22nd. Like it's moving.
It is. That is true. I
It's
very
moving.
much feel like I'm behind on like specifically
Everything.
birthday planning, but
Everything.
I do feel like I'm behind on that.
Everything just came. Speaking of birthdays, shout out my best friend. Her birthday is tomorrow. Shout out to B. She'll be 30 tomorrow. We're all turning 30 this year, and that's my dog. We've been best friends since we were 9 years old.
Shout
And
out to
so-
Destiny. Her birthday is. I don't remember what day. Sunday, I believe. I know the number. I just don't remember
Shout
what
out
day
to
of
all
the
the
week it is.
birthdays.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yay.
guys, January birthdays.
Speaking of the snow, do you have your snow day snacks? What are your favorite snow day snacks?
I don't really. No, I never really thought about that. I just
Really?
first of all, I just be keeping snacks on me to begin.
I had a friend say that. They said, "No, I'm always ready." I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay."
So I don't just. I never thought about that. Like, what's your snow day snacks?
Currently, I've been on a big Oreo Thins kick.
Oh,
So we got a couple of those in the fridge, like a couple of little thingies.
in the fridge.
Yeah, because I like a lot of my snacks cold. Have you ever heard me talk about how I like my fruit snacks frozen?
No, I have not.
No,
You
my
learn
fruit
something new
snacks-
every day.
My fruits are not frozen, but they do have to be in the fridge.
That's interesting.
Yep. And so I do that, and then I do the little Cool Whip, and I dip them.
On
Not,
the
not my
fruit
fruit snacks.
snacks?
No, with my Oreo Thins. So
I was like, wait a minute.
The fruit snacks in the fridge has been for a long time. The Oreo Thins and the Cool Whip is
Oreo
new.
Thins
Yeah.
in the refrigerator.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. You know, like the shortbread cookies with the chocolate. Those have to be cold. for me.
Yeah. Those are yummy,
Speaking
too.
of Girl Scouts, I got beef with you. This is totally off script. Why did y'all take the thanks a lots out? Okay, the thanks a lots were my
good.
faves. I don't care about no shortbread, lemon delight. Please bring back the thanks a lots. Okay?
My beef with the Girl Scouts is really with the Girl Scouts and capitalism because why are them boxes $6?
No, yeah.
Now, not to get all back in my day, but back in my day,
I forgot.
when I was a Girl Scout.
I forgot you were a Girl Scout.
True 239. They were $3.50.
Inflation free.
$3.50. Nuts. $6 and they're the same size boxes.
Yeah.
Nuts.
I just want to know. Maybe you can do it since you're an alumni or you're a member for life. How does that work?
I don't know.
Okay, well, can you write
I would say probably alumni.
Can you write a letter? I just need them the thanks a lot to come back.
Okay.
That's the only thing that I really ate.
I will
Okay.
see.
alumni of America of Girl Scouts.
It was serious.
Yeah.
Troop 239. I know all the pledges. I went to Girl Scout camp. I did all the things. I was a
Girl Scout camp.
Yeah, great. An amazing experience. I was a daisy, then a brownie, then a junior. That's right. I had all the best. Blue, brown, and green.
That is
Sold
hilarious.
all the cookies. Back when my mama had a minivan, we used to pack that thing up.
Did you take your cookies to her job?
Her job,
church,
my dad's job, church. Everybody. My Grammy's job.
That is hilarious.
A girly was a sales lady. That's right. Sure was.
Come on, sales lady. But yes, we're back. Episode 117. Shout out to y'all, everybody that came through and watched our New Year's episode with all of our guests. We were back in the living room.
I love an unhinged episode.
Oh my goodness. We're gonna stop inviting you all on the podcast. Y'all be saying some wild stuff.
I love an unhinged episode.
But yeah, now we're on episode 117, which is also crazy because it feels like we just started coming back and we're already 117.
That's true.
Time is moving, man. I don't.
Time on my
It was just summer. Now it's freaking
Since
January.
you away, boy.
See, if we had started singing that just a few minutes later, that would have been a great segue into my topic. But we're going to start out with MLK Day because that's why it's been a short week. I had a 3-day week due to MLK and winter weather. So shout out to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
But it was nice. I
nice
did think
day.
it was great. Did you do anything? Did you stay in the house?
I did stay in the house.
I stayed in bed till 11:30, then ran errands.
Come on, Aaron.
And then I was going to go get my toes done, but then I was like, oh, I'll just push it till the weekend. Well, that shot. So next week.
Yeah, I didn't do anything on MLK Day. Sorry.
Yeah. I just, I tell people when I'm at work, I go, no, I'm just black all day, so I just do that.
Yeah, we rested, enjoyed,
Yeah.
I did watch some of the MLK service on, I guess that's something that I did. I watched some of that.
When I was at the store and there was so many kids running around, I said, take y'all kids to an MLK program because there's too many in my face. And then my mother was like, well, the libraries are closed. Why are the libraries closed?
Because
on MLK Day.
Because they're observing the day.
But they should be giving out education.
So did you do MLK activities when you were a kid?
I don't think so.
Actually. See, look at you. So
I just want them out my face. I don't know what I did. I just don't want them here.
We didn't do like MLK activities like in the city, like what you're talking about for kids. But when I moved to Kansas City, one thing that I was shocked, and maybe I just didn't know because I wasn't in it, but we always had MLK service. Like we always had like a church service and like all of the choirs together in the community. Like it would be one community choir and they do like a thing and they bring, a message for the people, and it would be about like, black things and black empowerment and observing Martin Luther King Day. And I always used to love the MLK service because that's like right when I like kind of first started getting into music, and my parents will always be like, yeah, you can play the MLK service. So I always got to sit with the band.
That's exciting.
That was like one of my favorite childhood meetings.
I feel like I'm sure I went to the gym theater for something
okay,
MLK related, but they do a lot of black stuff at the gym theater.
Yeah,
we went to a lot of black stuff, so I could be mixing them up.
Yeah, I was always in church on Martin Luther King. Yep. Community choir. That was a good time.
That sounds very wholesome. Very,
like, all right,
very fight for your rights. We are the, content of your character, not your color.
Yeah. I remember one, if my sister watches this, she's going to laugh. I remember one year, they were, I forgot, I don't even know what the message was, but I just remember the preacher going, black folks, coloreds, niggas. In the middle of church, and everybody was just like, "Whoa!" Like,
what's going on?
Martin Luther King service. We didn't know what was happening. That was some crazy work. That's one of my MLK Day memories. That is one of my MLK Day memories. Because why we niggas like that in the middle of the church?
In the middle of the church, I would have been shocked.
We were.
Wow.
Oh, well,
you got to reach the people where they are.
I guess. I don't know what that was about, but yeah. Shout out to everybody that celebrated Martin Luther King Day.
We hope you're well.
Yeah, because that is hilarious. I hope my sister watches this and she's gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Insane in the brain. Speaking of being shocked and disappointed, no. Ryan Davis on Shannon Sharpe, sir. if you don't know what we're talking about, Ryan Davis, the comedian, which I don't really know his work like that.
Okay, because I had never heard of this gentleman. I have
seen him before in things like, or maybe I've seen him in like skits.
They said he was on Insecure.
He was like in one of those last seasons, but his role was not okay. Anyway,
I don't know this man.
Anyway, he was on Shannon Sharpe and he was talking about how his daughter now sees him as an ATM and how, you know, her love has begun to be transactional and you know, she's not a daddy's girl anymore. She only wants to be around him when she wants something. And you would think that he was talking about a 20-year-old or even an older teen child, but he's talking about an 11-year-old. And I just we can't be mad about the situations that you have cultivated. All right, I just want us to start protecting our children a little bit more, and that was not a way to protect your child, going on a podcast where that said podcast blasted an 11-year-old's face, and then you left it, you know,
threw her to the wolves.
Oh my God, threw it to the wolves. And you know what's crazy is I wanna read this this comment because the child's mother was on TikTok. And this was the comment, and I thought that was even more crazy. As the mother, my daughter wasn't protected in this situation at all. Explaining to an 11-year-old who stumbled across her face on social media as to why her face is all over strangers' pages and why her father said what he said, when in fact she doesn't even ask for things from him, has been the final straw. This narrative that we were together then broke up and the relationship changed, by the way, between the two of them is all false. She was 3 when he moved away and we never lived together. This entire thing has been very hurtful and traumatic for my daughter. I never say anything, but when it comes to my kids, I will always be vocal. And ma'am, kudos to you for sticking up to your child, because I also thought that was insane that you would talk about an 11-year-old like that on a big platform such as Shannon Sharpe. Insane. Not only that, but then he made another video and doubled down on it to say that everybody that was saying that he called his daughter a gold digger and said all this, that we not critical thinkers, and that we just didn't understand what he was saying. Well, sir, help me understand what you're saying, because it does in fact sound like you're talking about your 11-year-old daughter as if she's a gold digger, when she can only... The thing is that when I say you cultivate a relationship, she can only accept what she's been given, right? So if every time you come around and it's with gifts, that's an expectation. That's the relationship that you made. And I just want men that have created broken homes to stop getting on the internet and talking about said broken homes, because I'm exhausted. Those are my thoughts.
As a person with self-proclaimed father issues who remembers having the realization of, oh, there is a cap to what my father is willing to spend on me, or relating time to being like, oh, you only see me as this, and being like, hey, even if it's an emergency, I've already given you this month, and it's kind of a wrap. As somebody who has had those realizations, being like, oh, well, that's not how I feel like a parent should be. And it's just very interesting to be like, how is someone's love this is an 11-year-old.
11!
So
11 years old!
If you don't provide for her, if the parents don't provide for, she doesn't have a job. She's
Can't
not
get a job.
Doing this herself. Also, how expensive, what is, I'm sure she's not out here asking for Louis Vuitton and Mercedes Benzes, because again, she's 11. So what do you mean? And my issue with the clip was when Shannon Sharpe was like, hey, did you have a conversation with her, tell her, that you felt this way, anything like that? He didn't answer the question. He dodged all around it. Came with some little fake sniffles and was just like, he said, because when you see it, I'm just trying to get that back. No, because if you really cared about the relationship with your daughter, you wouldn't have done this to her. You wouldn't have got on a podcast with Shannon Sharpe, whose audience is known to berate and bash black women, and said this about a child, you wouldn't have allowed them to put her face up. You would have had a conversation with the parent before. You would have done anything to stop this situation from happening, but you didn't do that.
You sat on that chair and mustered up tears. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. I just want us to stop using children for viral moments. Like, you already know the what am I trying to say? The reputation of Shannon Sharpe's podcast. You already know how clips go viral. So again, even just allowing them to post your minor child as you're talking about her in this manner is insane. We got to do better.
I just think as like a bar, if you have strained relationships with your kids, maybe work on that before you go take it to the internet.
That too.
I don't know. Which kind of feels hypocritical because I've not worked on mine and I've taken mine to the internet with my father. But again, I am the child in the situation, not the parent.
But just even the way that he was talking about, like I said, if you listen to the podcast and didn't see the picture, you would think that he was talking about an adult child, an 11-year-old. Like what? 11-year-old is that still elementary?
Yep.
Like what kid? Moving on, because I'll get upset. And I don't want to get upset.
Ryan Davis, boo.
Boo. 2 thumbs down. Boo. We're tired.
We don't enjoy bad dads.
And then try to convince us that it was the baby's fault. Well, maybe he didn't try to convince us the baby's fault.
Telling people that they can't think critically is different.
Well, okay, yeah. Well, in the video, he also said, I don't say that I blame my daughter. I blame myself. But that's not what he said in the podcast. It's not what he said in the podcast.
Then he said, I'm glad I got it right with my son. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I also, again, self-proclaimed daddy issue. So maybe it's me. But it was weird. Didn't like it.
Definitely weird to have that conversation on a podcast. You don't got to convince us. Like, convince your daughter.
Yeah, you so heartbroken, go to therapy about it.
And convince your daughter.
Take her with you.
Yeah, that's great.
What is Shannon Sharpe going to do?
That's the real question here. What is Shannon Sharpe going to do?
Yeah. If it's something you really want to fix.
What is Shannon Sharpe going to do? That's the real question.
Has he ever fixed anyone's problems? I don't believe so.
Go to Iyanla. Shoot, I don't know. She's fixed a lot of problems.
Every time I think of you going, Rhonda, like,
what was I going off about? I don't remember.
Something that she did.
That's
how I know her name is actually Rhonda. I go, oh.
That's a throwback. Now I gotta go back and remember what I was talking about while I was upset. That is hilarious. Speaking of getting convinced about things, let me tell you how Janaé is a bad influence on my life.
This is nuts. As a 50-50 part owner in this show, this is nuts. This is crazy.
You are a bad influence on my life because she has convinced me to download yet another sports betting app. And you know what? I freaking won yesterday on 2 of them.
So she's welcome. First of all,
it's her fault because I really wasn't trying to get into it. First, so I had DraftKings. First of all,
which let me clarify, I never told her to download.
No, that wasn't you.
I know. I do not have DraftKings myself.
But
disclaimer:
DraftKings, if you're watching, because I didn't go off
shit up. Yeah.
DraftKings, if you're watching, your customer service is so awful. That instead of me just waiting for the situation, well, actually, I did wait over a week for the situation to be rectified because I don't even know what the heck happened. I just logged onto the app. I'm locked out. Nobody can tell me what's going on. Okay, cool. Still don't have any answers. Your customer service is so awful that I said, hey, you know what? Just delete my account. I don't even care. I don't even care that anymore. It's not even that deep. Y'all customer service, tighten it up. Tighten it up. I don't even care. You couldn't even get me back. You couldn't pay me to come back. Your customer service is horrible. That's all I gotta say. So Janaé convinced me to get FanDuel, and I'm enjoying it. I'm not gonna, I like the layout.
Let me also preface that my convincingness was just saying, hey, have you tried FanDuel? Because that's where I do my betting.
You said that you've been doing betting, and then when we talked about it, you're like, yeah, the interface is a little bit better. Convincing, okay? And another reason why I didn't even like DraftKings is because you can't see like the past games, or maybe I just didn't know.
See, I didn't even know that.
Maybe I just didn't know what I was doing. But I like to be able to see what happened.
The trends.
The trend, so I can know what I'm doing. But I did win. I won on Prize Picks and FanDuel on Monday. Shout out to Martin Luther King. It was I won on Monday. Shout out to him. But yeah, Janaé, bad influence. Don't listen to her. I'm not getting any more.
When she texted me about this, whatever day it was that I was driving to work, and blamed it on me before 8 a.m., mind you, my response was, I imagine that if I said, would you like to try crack, you would say no.
That was just so
influential. Because if I was influential, I imagine you would try crack if I was like, hey, I'm sure it has great effects. It'll make you dance real fun.
Apples and oranges.
Money.
And I did.
Money.
One is getting money, one is spending money. I don't. And I did text her before 8 a.m. because that's what time I'm up. But I also wanted her to see that I won on both of them.
She did.
So yeah, Prize Picks.
FanDuel.
Yep,
those are the two that I have.
Yep, those are the two I have. Send us some promo codes. I don't know. Basketball's getting good.
And you know what is so crazy? I was so mad about. I said I didn't send her my freaking referral code for freaking FanDuel.
You weren't the only one that was upset with me. Marcus was also upset. But you know what's crazy? I didn't use anybody's. Why? Because
and that's the problem.
I forgot.
We're not if I'm influencing, we're not doing it right because I'm getting nothing.
Whose responsibility is it? Yours
I'm
or
getting
mine?
nothing but blame.
Is it yours or mine responsibility to say use my promo code?
Did you log in and did it not say invite friends? Am I not a friend that you can be like, hey, you invited me?
But you invited me. I don't remember.
Because I don't be thinking that I'm influenced. That should really point out that I don't be thinking I'm influencing anybody to get it because I'm not sending the codes
out. The cap on this app.
I'm just
I didn't know.
Living my life. Giving my money away.
I truly
yelling at football players for only getting 19 yards when I needed them to get 20.
I truly honestly forgot. And it wasn't until he said something. He's like, you didn't use my promo code? And I was like, oh, I didn't. Sorry.
I thought about that when I was walking into work and I said,
so sorry.
Again.
So sorry. You guys won't convince me to get another one. I'm tapped out.
I'm not getting another one.
I'm tapped out. I can't do more than 2. I don't want this to become a thing.
And that's what I said. I said, if I get more than 2, I said, then I'm really in there and I can't really do that.
And I like Prize Picks because you can do the flex pay and then you win some back and bet it again. See, I don't just be throwing the money on there.
I say the same thing. I say, hey, some people give their money away.
No.
I said, if I lose it, I lose my money.
Yeah.
Others are giving theirs away.
I'm just going to keep recycling those $2. No.
Others are giving them. So, Championship Sunday, everybody do your best. Jarrett Stidham, you do your best, I guess. I don't know. It's quite funny to me that they keep talking about he has not thrown a football since 2023. Best of luck for you.
It's 2026.
Yeah. Well, Bo Nix got hurt.
In 2023?
No.
Oh, wait a minute.
So the games on Sunday were the Bills and the Broncos, and then that's really the one we're talking about. So Bo Nix, quarterback for the Broncos, they beat the Bills, knocked out Josh Allen. Yeah, anybody but the Bills 2026. Eagles are out, Bills are out. It's a good season. But it was announced that as soon as the Broncos won, like it came out maybe like 30 minutes later, Bo Nix broke his ankle. He's done for the rest of the season. They're in the playoffs. They're playing the next game after this is Super Bowl.
Oh.
And their starting quarterback is now out. So their backup is Mr. Jarrett Stidham, who, not a household name. I know none of your accolades, Mr. Jarrett. Sorry. But this Jarrett Stidham, he's been in the league for a minute because...
All the best to you.
Yeah.
I hope you're well.
Yeah. I, as a Chiefs fan, will not be rooting for you. But I hope that you don't go out there and I hope they don't put up 60 on you because that would be terrible.
Are you watching the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Even if we not, when we were out of it, when I was, finally over being disappointed about it, I was like, oh my gosh, I can be fun at Super Bowl parties again. Because I'm usually not. I'm usually a terrible time.
I remember.
Which is why I don't go to them because I don't want to impose my.
So many people have been asking, are you guys having a Super Bowl party? And I'm like, I hardly doubt it. It's not the Chiefs. Right. And I don't know.
You guys, as the team, as someone who knows you guys, it seems like the Super Bowl party house. But
I would like.
I prefer obviously the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl. But if not, then I go to a party. But for years, I've been saying, no, I'm not fun because either we're in the Super Bowl and I'm stressed out and I'm quiet and I
Janaé never comes to our watch parties.
And then I eat at halftime really fast and then I starve again. Or we've lost so recently that I'm still upset that I'm also not having a good time.
I invite Janaé to watch parties all the time. Or I'd be like, you want to go to the bar and watch this? No.
Not the Chiefs. I'll watch anybody else.
She's like, absolutely not.
I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. Shout out to The Office. And so I can only watch the Chiefs where I can watch the Chiefs. I don't need to hear people talking. I need to hear what the analysts
Well, I guess because I don't be caring about the game. So I'll be here for the...
I'll watch a Celtics game with you wherever you want.
I be at home, but not because I don't go. I mean, I have gone out and watched games, but
I watched the first game of the season, so Eagles Cowboys. I watched that at the bar.
But it's the cold part of basketball season right now. Hit me up.
You're not wrong.
Hit me up
after All-Star break.
Yeah, hit me up in a couple weeks.
Listen, but yes, Championship Sunday is Sunday, which I love. Yay!
Championship Sunday. I don't know.
I'm rooting for the Seahawks. That's why I hope wins.
Okay. The whole thing. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Because I'll never root for the Broncos and boo. The Patriots, they've been enemy for a long time.
Yeah.
Not going to root for
they
you guys
were not fans
either.
of us when we went to Boston.
Yeah, exactly.
Marcus had on his cheap shirt. Have I told you that story? Okay,
yeah. And what's funny is people like on the internet has been like, the Chiefs are out and now the Patriots are back. We lost one villain and got the other one back. Exactly. Should have just kept us. So, but I'm never going to root for them. Yeah. The Rams, I don't see it for them. Other people do, and I don't know what they see. And now I feel like I need to at least put one bet on the Rams because other people see it, and I'm just like, well, what am I missing? But I don't know. But I do feel that I've been correct about, well, I won't know until it happens, but I've been saying that whoever wins the NFC will win the Super Bowl because the showings in the AFC are terrible. So, we'll see.
We will see. Super Bowl Sunday.
It is recorded.
Are you having a watch party?
Let us know. We come? Right. Are you making snacks?
As long as you got snacks, I'm in there.
We actually have we do fun Super Bowl stuff when we have it at the house, but it's just usually 4 of us.
Gotcha.
They don't be cracking because I'd be like,
I only really care when it's a good Super Bowl. Not Super Bowl halftime show. Yeah. Then I'm like, okay, what we doing? Because we just really all getting together to watch the halftime show. We don't care nothing about the game.
Thing. I need the commercials. I need to.
But the commercials been terrible the last couple of years.
I know, and I have discussed it on Twitter.
The commercials have not been good. Hey, this year, make sure the commercials are better. Okay?
When my mother watches this, I want her to know that she knows we're recording, and she is just blowing up my little phone.
We love the mamas though. It's okay. Shout out to the mom.
We didn't have her. And she's gonna say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry."
It's okay. She can blow us up. She's the only person that your mama.
She's talking about a Coke bottle.
They can interrupt. They can interrupt us while we're recording.
You see, I texted her back. I just want her to know when she sees it, she's gonna be like, "Oh, that was me." It
was. Speaking of good times, Mary J. Blige has a Vegas residency now. Now here's the thing. I am sick of going to Vegas. And Janaé is laughing because she loves Vegas, and I'm
also laughing because I saw your Snapchat rant about it.
I don't want to go to Vegas anymore. I literally
or St. Louis.
Before she announced it, I was like, I'm not going to Vegas anymore for a concert at least for a year because I went to Vegas twice last year. I saw Toni Braxton and I saw Beyonce in Vegas. Mary J. Blige announces a Vegas residency, and then also Brandy and Monica said that they were doing a Vegas residency at one of their shows, and I'm just like, guys, can we pick another? I mean, I understand Vegas is I'm tired of going to Vegas. It just doesn't do anything for me. Vegas and St. Louis. No disrespect to all my St. Louis people and our St. Louis viewers. But don't do that. I'm just tired of going to St. Louis. Like, and maybe I don't know St. Louis. I just don't have fun there. Like, there's no.
I don't either.
I just don't have fun there. Like, maybe I'm not with the locals and I don't know where to go. But I just don't have fun there. And
sorry, guys.
Yeah. And artists and promoters, stop bringing people to St. Louis and maybe bring them to Kansas City so I don't even have to plan a trip.
Let's talk about that.
That too.
Well, so yes. Also, it is Kansas City people, though. You know, they don't buy tickets till the day of the show.
Stop waiting.
Stop doing that.
Of the show.
It's not great.
You know, I randomly thought about. Do you listen to Alina Baraz at all?
I know the name, but no.
Okay, I loved her in college, like freshman, sophomore year, that Urban Flora album was getting me through some things. Okay, she was supposed to have a concert here at the Truman, maybe 2021. Had tickets canceled. I was like, whoa, they just canceled. They didn't say anything. The same thing when Candy was supposed to come, and the only reason I was going is because Tamar was there. Canceled. And we didn't even get like an email or anything first. I just happened to see Candy say that at somebody, like on a post somewhere, like mention. She was like commenting on something. She was like, "Oh yeah, the Kansas City date is canceled." You know how many times I don't know. I don't wait to get my tickets, so I be really upset when stuff get canceled because I be having my tickets early. The first and only time that I waited till like the night of was when Brandy and Monica came to KC, and that's only because we already had tickets for St. Louis. You know, when they added that date or whatever. And I was actually very surprised that was a thing. Now, I'm very tempted to do that for New Edition, Tony Braxton, and Boys to Men, because them tickets is kind of high right now. I would like to not purchase them. I kind of knew they were going to be high with all 3 acts, but...
No, that's how I feel about Cardi B. Her tickets are high, too.
I haven't even looked at Cardi B's.
I looked at them when they first dropped. I haven't looked now.
But I really want to see. I would love to see New Edition. You know, I want to go see Tony again. That's my girl. I really don't want to see Boyz II Men. But you know, that's my unpopular music opinion. Just can't stand Boyz II Men. But
can't stand.
I cannot stand Boyz II Men. I'm actually okay. Like if they were doing separate sets, I'd go to the restroom and go get a snack. Go to the concession stand while they're performing.
She said, "This is not for me."
Yeah. But all that to say, Mary J. Blige, Vegas residency. Count me in as much as I don't want to go to Vegas because, listen, I don't know if I probably told this story. That's the first concert I ever went to was Mary J. Blige. I have yet to see her again as an adult, but I love Mary J. And then even just going to see her concert film, that's just the show. It's like, how do you pick that set list? Because Mary J. has so much music and songs. And I would love to see the bop in person. She wasn't bopping when I went to go see her. You know, she was... You know, Be Without You. Yeah. She wasn't bopping you. I would like to see it. I think she would put on a great show. But we got to get Mary some rest because she'd be tired. And she got to be rested when she go to Vegas.
Let me tell you my theory about all the people going on concert. The people are broke who have not been broke in a long time.
Yeah.
Because what do you mean that Pitbull is going on tour?
And coming here, I saw it with Lil Jon. Recession indicator.
Recession indicator. No doubt getting back together to go on tour.
You know, I saw that and I'm a little interested. I love me some Gwen Stefani.
The people are broke.
They are, but hey.
Which also, concert people, the regular people are broke too. Make your prices lower.
they got to make their money too. So with the Vegas residency though, do you feel like the perception has changed like in the last recent years? Because it used to be like if you have a Vegas residency, that's like the end of your career, right? It's like you go to Vegas to like revive it, like that's the has-beens.
Yes, I do think it has changed.
Because artists younger and younger are starting to have residencies in Vegas.
It's because, well, pre-recession. It's because of how much of a consistent tourist spot it is that it was like, well, I can make, because most artists, you make your most money on tour. Yeah. So I can make tour money in one place. Yeah. As someone who has seen Bruno Mars in Vegas twice, like went there and did that. So I think that it still is geared towards older, more established artists because you got to have a catalog to have a residency. So I think that that's one, but I think that with Vegas building so many new venues and kind of having the hotel and arena built in one, I think that it helps it a lot. And then it's kind of, because it's only in one place, it makes it limited, so you want to get out there and see it. Yeah. So I think so a little bit.
I think I was surprised by the amount of people that are in Vegas at the same time. Yeah. Because when I went to see Tony Braxton last year, around this time it was Valentine's Day. Janet Jackson was there, Mariah Carey was there, Babyface was there. When we went to see Beyonce, Backstreet Boys was there. Like literally on my flight, it was half of us was there for Cowboy Carter, the other half was there for Backstreet Boys. I'm like, well, who knew all of these people was in Vegas at the same time?
So I think that like Bruno having one, Usher having one, Mariah Carey, when Adele had hers out there, I feel like a lot of them revamped this is for new current artists that people love perception, because it was like when we were there for Labor Day, them people was showing out for Adele. She was in Caesars. They had posters everywhere. It was like, and Adele, you might be here for that, but we here for her.
And Adele, she been back to Vegas a couple times, because when I went the first time in 2022, she was there. Yeah, like we ended up walking through the casino wherever her show was, because it was like, what is all that music? It was like, that's Adele. Yeah.
And she's in Caesars, and I think that because it's such an international tourist spot in America, that it's easy to go and see that. And then if you got big money, you can see multiple people in one trip.
Because I sure was trying to see Jaden and Tony in the same weekend, but the shows were overlapping. Yeah. But even when we was to see Toni Braxton, like she was at the Cosmopolitan, and it was so small and intimate. Like there wasn't a bad seat, and the seats weren't expensive. Yeah. And she was walking through the audience singing. Like she literally walked past me singing "Breathe Again."
And so I think that the artists like that a little bit more too. So as a caveat, because I've talked about it on here a little bit, Miss Ariana,
you still ain't got your ticket
because they're like $3,000. Because she had 2 million people in the queue and only holding venues at seat 17,000. That's nuts.
You gotta get some bigger venues, friend.
Right. And so, I understand the terrorist attack. As I tell everyone, I get not wanting to do bigger venues. A residency would be perfect for you.
That would.
I will go to that.
When people were threatening that Beyonce was going to do a residency at the Sphere last year, would you go?
Probably. I have no beef with Vegas. I'll go for anything.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't think that I would enjoy the Sphere, because
I would like to go there though.
I feel like my brain can't conceptualize it, because I feel like it would be like too steep. I don't think I would enjoy that. But that's just because my brain can't figure it out. So if it's not super steep, maybe it'd be fine. But I don't got no beef with Vegas. I went and saw the Jabberwockies.
I know. When I went with my cousins, they went, and I was like, hey, I'm going to go to sleep, you guys. Enjoy.
You didn't see the Jabberwockies?
I did not. They went and seen the Jabberwockies.
I wish I had my purse. I would pull out my Jabberwock keys, but I don't. It's because I have a Jabberwockies keychain on my keys. So they're the Jabberwock keys.
Moving right along. Is anybody else tired of all these apps having a 2025 Wrapped? Because I'm exhausted. Why does Southwest Airlines have a 2025 Wrapped?
They've had that.
I guess I never noticed.
That tells you how many trips you took and stuff.
Yeah, they've Delta, American. Literally, I've gotten so many emails. This is your 2025. I don't need to know my 2025 Wrapped at Walmart. I don't need to know that, guys.
Did Walmart do
No, I'm just being extra. The
FanDuel
only one
does one.
No, Prize Picks did one.
Yeah.
I really only care about Apple Music, guys, and Spotify. Everybody else can relax.
Jump on the hype.
No, everybody else can relax. It's getting ridiculous. Okay. Who else did one?
I kind of like to know. So Apple Music, of course, I love. I do enjoy the FanDuel one, because they told me what my most bet on team was, how many I won, stuff like that. I thought that was cool.
I already knew mine.
I don't know if I had any other. Like I haven't logged onto my Southwest app, so I'm sure that they have one, but I haven't seen it.
Gotta
go. Oh, YouTube one was cool.
Oh, that one was cool. Chick-fil-A had one. I was over it.
That's nuts.
This is your most ordered meal. Why are you?
That's funny.
Ridiculous. I'm exhausted.
That's hilarious.
Everybody has a Wrapped, and it's just we only need Apple and Spotify. YouTube is cool. Everybody else,
you can keep yours too.
Everybody else can relax. That's all. I just want to say that, because if I get another, and the thing is, they were still going. Like I got one last week. I think Southwest was the one from last week. Guys, it's mid-January. Well, now it's not even mid-January. We getting close to the end. January is over. I don't need another Wrapped of 2025. Okay.
I feel like now I don't have enough apps like that track things.
I didn't realize that I did. Chick-fil-A was insane to me.
Chick-fil-A is nuts. Oh, Torrid, where I get my clothes, they do one. I do that, but
now I'm about to make me searching my email. I'm sure they're deleted, but I'm like, I don't need to. Here's your 2025 wrap up.
I'm fine with it, guys.
Canva had one. Like, I'm a teacher, so
yeah. I have Canva too for work, but I ain't looked at it to see what the rap said.
Watch now. Everything Starbucks. I don't even shop at Starbucks. Like, I mean, I don't even go to Starbucks that often, so I don't know why.
You know who does need one? Netflix. A Netflix Wrapped would be fun. Let me
Janaé,
know how many
we're
hours
trying to condense.
We are not. You are. I'm
Five
on board.
Below had one.
Okay, that's a little lot.
It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's getting ridiculous. No more wraps. Wrap it up.
Oh, she's punning.
A little bit. This one's yours.
Yeah. So speaking of trends and wrapping things up and lists of things, well, now you're drinking water because I was gonna ask you a question. Have you seen all the people talking about the 2016 trend and all that?
Yeah.
Which one? Kind of funny because I don't know. Like it just kind of popped up on the scene. Where everybody was like, "I wish it was 10 years ago." Which, sure, I can get behind that.
I'm okay.
Really?
2016 was an awful year in my life.
Really?
It was an awful time in my life. 2016 was not great.
I'm sorry.
Nah, 2016 was, no.
Well, did you post pictures from 2016? Did you participate in the trend, I guess?
I have not. I did look in my camera roll and I was cracking up at some of my memories from college, but that was just not a great time in my life. So, yeah. When people be like,
we should have prefaced this before.
No, it's all
I did not know
good.
that.
No, I'm not depressed or anything.
I know that.
When people be like, "Oh, summer 16," I don't feel it like that. Now, summer 19, that is the summer for me. Like I feel like how people feel about 16. That's how I feel about 19. Yeah, 16 was just.
I feel like I don't remember. I mean, I don't remember my summer 16. I know that it's always been very talked about, but I don't remember anything crazy. But I do think that it is so funny that everybody's on this 2016 trend. Fetty Wap gets out of jail and is now immediately booked.
Yeah.
Immediately booked because it's just like, and like how you can't plan that any better. Getting out and then people are back on the years when your music was cracking.
It does not feel like 2016 was 10 years ago.
That's what's nuts. I saw a tweet today that said "Glamorous" with Fergie and Ludacris came out 19 years ago. 19 years ago. That's ridiculous.
We getting old.
But yes. And so then I pulled up like what songs were popular in 2016. And you know, the people did have hits.
Give me some songs that were popular in 2016.
So Black Beatles.
Yep. That's college.
Hotline Bling and Work. That was all summer 16.
Work.
Rihanna. Mm-hmm.
That's 2016?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That is. Yeah, that is 2016.
No Problem. Chance the Rapper.
My song.
Mm-hmm. Down in the DMs.
Dang, what was cracking in college?
I'm saying. Fetty Wap, all the stuff, of course.
I am not a Fetty Wap fan. I can't say I never could. Really? Yikes.
Let me tell you. This girl's a Fetty Wap fan. All the songs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't. When he came here and like then everything was all 1738 in the city, I was like, guys, we're killing it.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, he came to a Royals game and they gave him a 1738 jersey and all this stuff. And then that's when we were making the postseason runs. Kansas City was very big on it.
That's hilarious.
But so then Juju on That Beat was big.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that is definitely yes. Why do I remember that? Because I worked at the freaking radio station. We were playing all of these songs. Okay,
it was a blast.
It's coming back.
I did enjoy the songs.
It's coming back.
Caroline. Yeah. Oh, I love that song. That's still on my playlist now.
Oh my gosh, we play that so much on the radio.
It's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And then all the pop
yes,
songs.
You are definitely taking me back to college. But then, that was awful year. 0 out of 10.
0 out
Would
of
not
10.
recommend.
But I posted some 2016 pictures on my story.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I don't want to post 10-year-old pictures on my current like grid because they're gonna be like, what a random throwback. So I was like, I'm okay with that.
I feel that. No, I did go back and look at my 2016 photos, but I didn't post any because I didn't even have locks then.
No, she didn't.
Had them in 2017.
Mm-hmm. We was back in college. Woo.
Yeah.
She hated me back then. Mm-hmm. That is true.
We brought this in 2026 is crazy. No, it's not true. They can go back and watch past episodes and say that it's not. See that it wasn't true. It what? Moving on. It wasn't true. Moving on to the next topic, Janaé.
So rolling into the trends and the skits and all of the things that are going on.
2026 is starting off with a bang, okay?
So the Druski skit. So well, I guess his most recent, because he does a bunch of them. But one of his most recent skits was basically a play on mega churches and pastors and kind of how they operate and are seen on social media and things like that. And so he was in there and he was dressed in his Christian Dior outfit, had his red bottoms on, was hanging from the ceiling, child, had smoke and stuff, and then was, kind of making like a joke on how they kind of interact with the congregation. So it was an old lady and they was like, you're having trouble getting pregnant. Well, we gonna come up here and we gonna pray for you. Now, granted, this is a super old woman now, Sarah in the Bible, but whatever. But just kind of all of these, not necessarily outlandish, but just things that you kind of see on the internet where it's kind of like, no,
yeah,
they don't act like this at my regular church, that type
weak.
of thing. And so the reviews about it that I have seen have been very mixed. So I've seen a lot of people who are like, it's just a joke. Y'all are, that's what he does. He makes fun of a bunch of stuff. I've seen some people who are like, you don't play with God like that. And then people have been like, well, he's not really playing with God. He was making an inference, not even an inference. He was showing what it's really like to see some of these megachurch situations and kind of holding a mirror up to be like, is this what y'all think that churches should be like?
Are y'all cool?
Right. And so then there's been a lot of comments from a lot of the pastors of megachurches, some who they feel like he was kind of cosplaying. Like I know that there was like pictures of, I believe Michael Todd, that's the one he modeled the outfit after. So there was some of him, there was some other pastors who came out and they was like, this is just a distraction, blah, 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 blah.
That's what Mike Todd said.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And so it was just kind of like a lot of commentary, which people are talking about the church, which, whether good or bad, people are discussing it. And it's just been very interesting. And as a self-proclaimed church adjacent and as a church kid growing up,
every time you say church adjacent,
because I think that it really describes how I feel about it, which I'm sure we'll get into later. Yeah. But we're gonna talk about it because she was a preacher's kid, I church adjacent, and we have thoughts.
We do have thoughts.
Yes. Cool. So what were your thoughts when you saw it?
My first thought is, well, I didn't think that he was playing with God, but I think that don't give him the material to do that.
That is fantastic.
That was honestly my first thought. Like, he wouldn't be able to do this
if it wasn't happening.
So there's a lot of crazy stuff that be happening in the church. I witnessed a lot of crazy stuff happen in the church. He wasn't too far off, honestly.
My first thought, like when I saw the backlash and stuff like that, was hit dogs holler.
I was just about to
because
somebody
didn't feel no type of
touched
way,
the nerves.
Yeah, if you didn't feel a type of way, it wouldn't have caused all this discourse. Which, whether you like him or not, I think that's one of Druski's specialties is doing skits that cause discourse about different things. And I was just kind of like,
I've never seen so many pastors have think pieces about a sketch.
Right.
So to me, it was like a nerve was touched. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's because you feel like, okay, he's making a mockery of the church. But again, that goes back to my first point. Don't give him the material to do that. Which, I'm stating my thoughts. I think all churches should just stop their live streams right now today. I think that nobody else, I've said that before on the podcast, I don't think anybody else should live stream because some things, like you said, like even so, because not that I agree with Marvin Sapp with close the doors. Did not agree with how that went down. But as a church kid, somebody that grew up in church and has been in church most of my life, that like somebody saying close the church doors and don't move during offering, to me, that's not an uncommon thing. But to someone who's never been to church, it was. Or, a lot of people on the internet was saying like, oh, well, he's holding them hostage. Okay, well, I can see why you said that.
When them people got online and started making edits and was singing Never Would Have Paid It. That
close the doors.
Was some of the funniest thing I had seen on TikTok. Because I guess I was on that side too. Like, not necessarily thinking that they were hostage because these are all grown people.
And that's why I said it was the extreme. So many people was like, this pastor is holding hostage till they raise offering, and it's I get why you would think that, but for close the doors aside, but close the doors aside, like me hearing close the doors and no walking there offering is a very common thing. It's reverence for the moment, like yeah. So
it's just very interesting. Let me tell you what, he had that outfit spot on.
Yeah, he did. When they was putting the videos of Mike Todd right up to, I was like, oh.
And let me tell you, Mr. Mike Todd, on his sermon, he didn't have nothing crazy looking on.
He did. Somebody said it really touched the nerve with him because he was dressed as the most normal I've ever seen him dressed before. He was not flashy at all the following Sunday.
Not at all.
It's like, oh.
Yep. And I kind of not always have a interesting perception of mega churches, but I always kind of feel some type of way, especially I think that maybe we should look at this kind of like came in back when they had that hurricane and the flood in Houston, and the Houston people were talking about Joel Osteen Church, and it was like, hey, can we come stay in there? And he was like, no. And so then got all the backlash, and that's when he decided to open up the church. And I was like,
yeah, not you had to be bullied.
Hold on, pal. Yeah. What's going on? And then actually going to Houston after that and seeing how big that church is. And I was like, you aren't going to let these people in here? Yeah. Because what's it being used for, Joel? What's going on? So, I don't know. And I think, and because I grew up in a smaller church, but then as a child of divorce, like when we were with our dad, we're not transitioned, but went to a church that was bigger, but then like tried, I wouldn't even say tried, is probably now, because I ain't been there, like on the lower mega church like end of things. Like it's still like where they do the screens and they had it where I just kind of be like, well, what's going on? Look, I just kind of be like, I don't know if everything in here is on the up and up. And I feel, not necessarily that I don't think they're on the up and up, because naturally there are people in there who love the Lord and are doing this for the right things, but it's just kind of like, well, maybe we should be focusing on other things, or maybe make sure your congregation is okay, and instead of putting, all this stuff in this church. So I just always kind of feel a type of way when it comes to mega churches and perception and how that relates to religion and the people who are in them.
Yeah. And I guess I get that conversation. I've been to churches of all types of sizes. But I think there's two folds to that. So yeah, maybe all of your resources shouldn't be poured into the technology, but then at the same time, you don't want to go to a church that is stuck in 1998, right? So I guess it's like, what's the balance? Yeah. What's the balance in that where it doesn't look sketchy or it doesn't look crazy? But if you got a mega church, that means that you probably have, more people that are willing to give. Yeah. And church is a business as well. Like, they bills got to get paid too. So,
which, if we gonna get on the whole thing, church is a business, yes. However, church is not taxed like a business.
That's true.
And maybe some of those lines should be looked at a little bit. Those are just my thoughts. That's a separate issue. That's a tax issue, and that's not what we're talking about today.
That's true.
But what we are talking about today is religion. If you couldn't tell. So kind of branching off of this topic, or off of the skit and off of all of the discourse about it, I came up with some different questions, because I don't know, I'm always interested in your opinion.
I don't know why.
Because when it relates to church stuff, then I'm always I like to know what you think about things.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, naturally I have church stuff opinions too.
Yes.
So that's what we're here for, to talk about our thoughts. Yes. So because I don't have my phone. Okay. So yeah. So the first question that, for us and for the audience, because we want to hear you guys' thoughts too, is how has your faith kind of differed as an adult than when you were growing up?
Okay. So this is, my experiences are very vastly different, I would say.
Important note.
Yes. So I don't think that my faith has differed. I mean, yes, it's gotten stronger, But I would say my relationship with church has definitely,
I feel like that's a better question.
Definitely changed. Because I, again, pastor's kid, grandparents, deacons, great grandparents, pastors, like it's in the family, right? So I've always been in church. But I've never got to just be in church, if that makes sense. Like I was always having to do something.
Yeah, you couldn't just attend.
Yeah, like I had to sing, I had to play, I had to run the sound, I had to do this. And so and not even just that. So that plus just having a lot of my childhood trauma also be rooted in religious trauma, and also working through that in therapy. My relationship with church as a whole has definitely differed, and I'm working through that actively. But like as far as my faith and my belief in God, we like that. I love Jesus.
We locked in.
I accepted the Lord into my heart and confessed with my mouth.
Somebody get her a tambourine.
No. I play all day, but no, I definitely, it's not a faith thing. It's not a walk thing. It's definitely, again, a lot of my childhood trauma is also rooted in religious trauma because of, who my parents were and who my family was. And let me tell you, when people say like, oh, PKs be the worst one, let me tell you something. Being a PK is like one of the worst things I ever had to go through. And I say that, and I know that like even with my siblings, like their experiences are different, but for me, like I hate that. Like always having to share your parents, always having to, not compete, but just having to
make space for other people
all the time. Hated it, but but yeah, how's your faith different now than when you're growing up at all?
So I would definitely agree with your statement about faith. So it's not different. I would say it is, stronger, because I've always been that. One of my favorite things that I saw on the internet, and what's so funny is I can always tell like when the Lord pops something up for me to see, or when it's like, nope, keep going, you in the right direction, because I never know how I find it.
Yeah,
it just pops up and it happens. And so many things have happened, and there was one day where I was just like not in the mood and in my head and going through a lot of stuff, and I'm a very good spiraler. We're very good in our family at that. Like, and so just was having a spiraling day where I was just like, everything's feeling like it's going wrong. And I remember like picking up my phone and opening it. I don't even know what app it was, but the first thing I saw was that meme that says, "You worry too much for someone God has never failed." Right? And so that is one of my favorite things to carry with me, because it's like, I know that he's real because I've seen it. There's
that too.
Yeah. That like no one can convince me that he's not, because I've seen it happen. I've seen him work. I've seen
I've seen
turn
it
around.
Work.
Like I told you we should have had your tambourine. We should have brought it. But so my faith is always very strong. I come from a mom with very strong faith who instills that in us all the time. I love to tell people, I know when I talk about being church adjacent, I have a lot of churchy tattoos though. I said, because like for me, what I like to see is I like to see it in action, but I like to see it on me to like look at it and reference and be like, okay, these are the ones I love. This is why I feel the way that I do. And a lot of them have to do with faith and being carried on and, being strong, because I'm not in control of everything, and it's okay to let, stuff work out. Yeah. So I feel like, I guess as it's changed, as I've gotten older, that's gotten, stronger in me, just from living life, and seeing stuff. But I would definitely agree that my relationship with church is different. And I would just say, I don't know, I think because of kind of the way that I feel like, not necessarily church people should compart themselves, but like the people who claim to be the holiest schmoliest, and then the way that they act outside, kind of when I was growing up, I was always like, well, that don't really make sense to me. Like, if you going in there, you spending 18 hours in the church, you being like, you should live the way that the Lord lives through you, and then you going out and then you mean, or you going out and then you doing all this stuff, then I was kind of like, well, is it working in you correctly? And so I remember like being,
is it working in you correctly?
Yeah. I just remember being like younger, being like, I don't know. And then I just remember like going to some churches and just feeling like the people were super judgy. And I was like, I know that the Lord says, come as you are. This is not you. Why are we judging people because they wore jeans to church? Like, and I understand, you know, the whole Sunday's best and different things that come around that. But I felt a type of way hearing people tear somebody down. And it's like, but they came to church. The goal is to get the people in the building to hear the word, and they did that.
Come on in the building to hear the word.
And so I just kind of remember like having some of those thoughts where I was like, I can love the Lord and learn about the Lord, but I don't have to go be in a place where I feel uncomfortable. And not even uncomfortable. Let me tell you what, when I was in church one time and I heard the pastor talk about CME Christians, I thought that was so funny. And then I kind of remember like not necessarily becoming one, but like the holidays at church were some of my favorite things. Yeah. And so then I just kind of remember being like,
and that's so funny that you said that.
Step back.
That's so funny that you said, because I hate holidays at church.
Really? Mm-hmm. So I don't enjoy the sea, but I do like Mother's Day and Easter. Yeah. But the one time where Christmas fell on a Sunday, I was so sad about it.
Church all.
Yeah, and we had Christmas dinner, and you know our family tradition is Christmas breakfast. Yeah. I was like, every time, literally, I still have that feeling now that when I look at the calendar, I hope it's not on a Sunday.
I'm no. Yeah.
Just because I was just like, this is not what
that would be the only time that we would get to open our Christmas presents on Christmas Eve, because we had church and stuff the next day. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I do. I remember the one Christmas dinner, and I was like, "This is not what I wanted."
I want to piggyback off of two things you said. Mm-hmm. So, the first thing when you saying like, you was like, I've seen God work, you know, for myself. Mm-hmm. That is one reason why my faith hasn't wavered, or my faith is the way it is, because when my parents were going through their divorce and like all of the things were happening, like, it was so much stuff, like you said, it was just so much stuff that was just falling in line. I would literally be with my mom and like something would happen, or we would be able to move or be able to, you know, get something, and I would be like, yo, what? Yeah. Or we would go somewhere and like, you know, somebody would say, no, you can't do this, or I can't have this, and literally we'd go around the corner, meet somebody else, and they'd be like, oh yeah, you guys are like what? Mind blowing. And just even how things can happen in the matter of minutes and things of hours, and you know, in hours. So that one for me is like, you can't, like you said, you can't tell me God ain't real. Yeah. You can't tell me like there's years of my life that I literally would not have made it through without God and the people that he placed in our lives to, you know, help us through those times. So yeah, no. And then my second point, when you were talking about like, you know, relationship with church, we both saying that I really struggle with community in that area, which I know it's important. I know you're supposed to gather with the saints, the assembly of the saints. I know, but it's very hard for me. Again, religious trauma, church trauma, being a pastor's kid where everybody is uncle this and aunt this, but then as soon as there's a situation, you know, where people aren't safe, I'm spitting, my bad, people aren't safe, or, you know, there's something that's being brought to the table about your pastor, and y'all don't believe it, and y'all just stop everything. Like,
it's like, I thought we was family, what happened?
Yeah. And it's a whole, that'd be a whole nother podcast episode if I told my story. But yeah, woo, therapy.
Listen, it works.
It does work. It does work, because Lord Jesus. Wait, am I skipping?
No, so I forgot to move that up. So, kind of going on what. Actually, no, I'll drop down to that one. So, do you think that more people who are our age are leaving the church or going back? Because I feel like as of lately, I feel like I see a lot of people like going to more of the churches with the young pastors and doing different things. But I not necessarily like remember like the leaving of the youth, but kind of like when it was just kind of like
leaving of the youth.
I don't know what to call it, but better than that. But just kind of being like, I remember being at church with like my friends, and then we didn't go there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I really think it's evenly balanced. I think that if we're talking about, the younger millennials, our age group, I think that a lot of us, well, I'll speak for me. I think that that I grew up in church, and I was in church so long and all the time that it was like, hey, I kind of need a break. And again, not a break from God, but just a break from like the routine of having to always, for me, it was having to always be on. Whether it was, like, I gotta sing, I gotta play, I gotta run the sound, because I feel like you don't really get to go through things. Like, I'm over here going through life as a fresh college graduate. I'm bleeding. Like, I'm trying to figure out my life, and you just want your sound ran, or you just want me to sing. Yeah. But I'm over here going through life, and I need.
Effie, we all got pain.
Yeah, literally. You just want you just want me on the keys. You just want me to sing, and it's like, hey, yo, bro, I cannot. Yeah. I'm just not there.
My life is falling apart.
Yeah. So I think that there's a group of us who was, raised in church our whole life, and then there's like, I need a moment. Like, and it's not, because I know there's a big like deconstructing era going on. Yeah. But it's not, at least for me, it's not really a deconstructing. It's me just, I'm trying to figure some stuff out. I'm trying to figure something out in the midst of the trauma that I'm actively working through. And then there are several people like you said, didn't go for a minute. Now they, trying to find a new church home. Yeah. And I think that's okay. I think you gotta do what the Lord is telling you to do.
Right. And really, that's the whole thing. But I agree with that. I think that I remember when, what year was that?
And it's okay to change churches. It's not a gang. You don't have to get jumped out. Okay. If it ain't working for you, hey.
Yeah, find one that does. Oh my gosh, I remember
can date around.
Being younger, like before, and then I don't know if we were looking for a new church, or if we just were like visiting one. I do not enjoy being a visitor anywhere.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't want to stand up. I don't want to be recognized. I just want to sit and hear what you got to say.
Okay, so 2 things, and don't forget your thought. 2 things. If your church make the visitors stand up and have a speech, don't invite me. If y'all still have devotional, don't invite me. Those are my 2. No, I don't want, no.
I've never been a fan. I used to hate when mama would be like, stand up. I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. And it was funny. I'm still like that as a dog. Please don't call on me. I don't want to do that. The first time I went to step aerobics, now I know that they do that, but they go, if this is your first time, say it's my first time. And you do that. And I thought it was going to be like very like, point yourself, introduce. It's not. It's great. But I was very like hesitant to be like, I don't want to do this, I'll leave. But I didn't. It was great.
Even like on the first day of school, I don't make my kids go around and say your name, where you going to school at, what you're excited about. No, we just get into doing icebreakers. Like, we're not doing that. Kids absolutely hate that. I hate that. I hate that. 2 truths and a lie. I hate it here. That's my truth.
Tell us an interesting fact about you. I don't have any.
Oh, my interesting fact is always the same because people can't believe it. So,
that your last name is really divine?
No, but I actually need to start saying that.
I remember that. I thought that was one of your.
No, that's not my interesting fact. My interesting fact is that I was nameless for 3 days. But then I have to tell the story. You didn't know that? I've never told you that story?
No.
I'll tell you that story. But I'm not going to tell on the podcast because then I can't use it.
Exactly. My 2 truths and a lie is that I stayed one night in the zoo. Because I did do that.
You did? Yeah, because they have
the little Girl Scouts. Yeah. I actually stayed the night in 2 zoos, Omaha and Kansas City. 2 badges.
Oh, Omaha Zoo is cool.
True, 239. Yeah. But okay, so back to what I was saying.
She's stressing me out tonight,
which is crazy because I think I lost it a little bit.
I said, don't forget your thought,
and I forgot it. Something about
we're talking about visitors and standing up.
Yeah, there's something else I think about that too, though. I don't remember. But about people going back. Oh, I think that recently I've seen a lot of people our age like getting baptized and stuff like that, and I think that that's always exciting.
I always think that's crazy because I got baptized when I was like 12.
Me too.
Well, actually, I've been baptized twice.
Well, that's not true. I was christened.
I got baptized when I was like a little kid, and then I didn't remember it. And then when I was 12, I was like, no, I really want to,
But yeah, so
I accept the Lord. That's what.
I also went to church camp. Speaking of camps,
I don't remember ever being to church camp, but I remember, it's when I was like 12, they took us to. Have you ever been to Hell Night?
No,
girl, they took us to Hell Night, and so it's like a whole thing. It's like a story. It's an interactive stage play. All right, so it's like a couple of stories. And the one that I went to, like these people, they was at a pizza shop. It was a bunch of friends. They got into a car wreck. All right, cool. Well, you go to hell, and you see them. Actually, it was two. I think it might have been two or three storylines. Somebody was on death row. Oh. Somebody got into a car wreck, and I don't remember what the third one is. But anyway, you follow them through this story, and then when the people die, the man in the death penalty, he got killed. He was dead. The people in the wreck died. You go to hell, and Satan is there, and he tells you, like, you don't get your life together, that's where you're gonna be, right? Boom. But then you go to heaven, and the Lord, they literally they call your name out the book. Like, they call but I really didn't get called because he mispronounced my name, and I was very upset because the Lord gonna know my name.
And if you don't remember anything else, that's what you need to remember today.
But they call your name, and you step forward, and you get to heaven, and they playing I Can Only Imagine. Like, it's a whole thing. And then it's a whole thing, and then you in heaven, and everybody crying and everything, because like the people that are attending are in tears because we've met the Lord. Oh, all right. And then like they take you into another room, and they have you say like the prayer of salvation and all that, and they're like, if this is your first time, saying this prayer, then they step you into this other room, and they invite you to Christ and everything. It's a really great production. It's really awesome, and that was like, I didn't remember saying that prayer and doing all that as a little kid, and I was like, okay, yeah, well, let's do this for real, because I ain't.
Because as someone who, back to the megachurch thing, and now as someone who does not enjoy when I feel like churches are dramatizing too much, I would have been in there like, all right, friends.
But it's a they don't just do that. It's the Halloween alternative. That's kind
of what I figured.
We didn't go trick or treating. We went to Hell Night. Well, we went to Hallelujah Night, but then when you get older and you're a teenager, you go to Hell Night, and they do that. That's your thing for Halloween. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to preface that. Yeah, it's not just let's do this on a Wednesday. Okay. No,
because I've sat in a church service where they was doing too much, and I remember telling my mama, I'm not enjoying it. What is so funny, and I remember my point now, but what is so funny to me about the way that I view religion and faith and going to church and all that stuff is that I like my church real traditional, and I think it's because that's how I grew up. Not traditional in like values, but like I know what you mean. One pastor, and I don't need all the screens and all the stuff.
You're very,
which is not really me as in general, but it's so interesting. I tell Mama, I said, I need to know that what my pastor is up there talking about, he's been through some stuff. I don't need you out here trying to be cool with all the trend. I don't like that. I need to know that what you are ministering to me is because you, kind of like what I said, you have seen the Lord work in person, and you know that. And I don't know. Sometimes when it's like too pomp and circumstance, I feel like it's deterring away from the message. Yeah, and it makes me feel like you like, not that you're not as bought in, but it's just like I'm just kind of reading the words because maybe I haven't been through, maybe I haven't been through not knowing where my next meal was going to come from, or kind of all the stuff that they talk about where it's like I was at my lowest and the Lord pulled me through. I need to know that you have had that moment, to be like, okay. And so that's why I don't like all the drama-y stuff, because I'd be like, tell me for real. This
probably is the musician in me, but I feel like this is important. It's about to sound crazy, but so when people say, like what draws you to church, I really think music has a big part to play in it. It's not the only thing, but I do think it's a major thing. If your praise team and your choir sucks, I can't listen. That's why I said this is going to sound crazy. But sometimes it don't be great. And we just got to do better, okay? That's how I'm just going to leave it at that because, whew.
Did you see the meme on TikTok where it was like, you could be having the worst day of your life and you get in there and it's the children's choir?
First of all, our youth choir was fire. But it was like a citywide thing. Well, actually, it was like a regional thing. Our youth choir was fun. We won awards.
Those memes were cracking me up where they were doing awards. That. They were saying you could be having the worst week of your life and you get in there as a guest pastor. Like
I don't be minding guest pastors though. I really don't.
I don't know. I don't necessarily mind them. Some of them are great, but I think I don't know. Kind of like men with barbers. I'm locked in with mine. With my
this is a off topic, but do you have like internet churches that you like to watch? I was just talking to my mom about this and she was cracking up at me. Oh, okay. I'm a little church. Okay. All right. That was too far.
I'm church adjacent. So mama watches them on Sunday.
My mom, I was gonna say my mama has a church she really like it, but they just shout a whole lot, and I'll be like, okay, girl, call me when they done shout.
I don't like a hollerer.
Yeah, they be hollering. As a hollerer, I have two internet churches that I truly enjoy. I watch their live streams too, like back to back. Yeah. If I ever go to Orlando, Florida, I'm going to visit Live Church, which is Ty Tribbett's church. And then I also, when I go to Chicago, I want to go to Fellowship Chicago. I really love I like their services a lot. Just saying.
How nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I never get to go to church when I'm traveling, but if I ever go to those two places, I'm going to make time.
You know what? It's so interesting. Let me tell you, you are real churchy. I ain't never even thought about visiting another church out of state. Which, that's probably a me thing, not a you thing.
That is hilarious.
I never thought about that. Yeah. You said when I'm traveling, I was like, when I be on vacation, Sundays are for brunch.
I am weak. No, sorry. I like to. Well, and then again, a lot of my family, they're pastors and stuff like that. So I, try to visit their churches or whatever. And I ain't got a choice when I'm at my grandparents. You got to go. Well, my great grandparents that my granny passed in 2024. They founded a church in Wichita, so we have a family church there, and then the church that my grandparents, my mom grew up in. So we've got everywhere.
She got roots.
I do everywhere, and they just the church that my grandparents go to, St. James Missionary Baptist Church. Shout out to them. They just renamed the street right there after my uncle Jetty, who was the pastor for my whole life and more. But he passed. I don't know. I was in college when he passed away, but they just renamed the street by the church after him. So, fun fact.
How nice.
Yeah.
It's my churchiest friend. I tell everyone.
A lot of people say that I'm their churchiest friend, and I'm like.
I do. I tell everyone.
That's crazy.
So, speaking of kind of church and modern and people going back and all of those things, one of the other discourses that came out around church was about Pastor Jamal Bryant's new wife and a dress she wore. I wish I would have looked up what event they were going to.
It wasn't a church event.
It was not. And the dress that she wore to it, and it had a lot of mixed reactions. And then they went on. Was they on Tamron Hall? I don't know. That's not important necessarily. But they went on a show. I think it might have been Tamron Hall because my mom was talking about it. And they were kind of, asking her about it. And they were like, hey, people were saying that this dress is a little bit too sexy for a pastor's wife to be wearing. Or what are kind of your thoughts on it? And her kind of response was basically, she wore it because she liked it. It wasn't necessarily, her response wasn't necessarily shady, I don't believe. I should have rewatched it before this. But it was just kind of one of those things where it was like, more seeming like they were that people outside were making a bigger deal of it than she was taking it. And then with my mother, we were on Facebook and they were talking about it. And it was people, kind of in the comments, kind of basically discussing the same thing, saying, well, a pastor's wife shouldn't wear this and da-da-da-da-da. And, the whole virtuous women and all that stuff that comes out whenever they talk about women in the church and all that. Did you see the dress?
I did.
Did you like the dress?
I did. Did you not?
I separate thoughts. Did not like the dress just because I didn't like the dress.
I mean, I think it looks nice on her.
Yeah, like it was fine. I don't know. So didn't like just the style. I wouldn't have liked the dress on anyone, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah, and then also it didn't necessarily give pastor's wife to me, but also it wasn't a bad dress, but also Jamal Bryant really don't give best pastor to me because he's had a lot of stuff going on, but that's, again, separate issue. If you just look at that this is a pastor, this is his wife. I didn't see it as a pastor's wife dress either, but also I'm not one to police women on what they wear.
I have 3 thoughts. I think 3. There may be more. I have 3 on the top of my head. Okay, so first thing, I think time and place for everything.
Yes.
They were not at a church event. They were, I don't know, gala. And it was not see-through. It was the like the little sheer thing.
From far away, it does look like that, but it was not.
Right? So time and place. I don't think that, she was. I do have more than 3 thoughts. Mm-hmm. My second thought is, pastors and first ladies look different than when they did back in the day. Everybody not wearing big old church hats and suits, as I'm talking about the women, traditional first ladies. Mm-hmm. Everybody's not traditional anymore. Cool. 3, I'm also a firm believer as if you are married and your husband isn't like, I'm not feeling this. I'm not, this is risque. If your husband ain't tripping, it really don't matter what anybody else is saying. To me, like when I get married, I don't get my husband. Boy, just prepare to be sick of me.
We've detoured.
I'm just saying. And he wasn't tripping. He said he bought the dress. So I think boom. And then also, oh God, I lost my last thought. The people ain't the same thing for. My 4th thought is, I think that one thing that the church has done a horrible job of is teaching people in the church how to deal with women with curves, which most black women are. As a curvier woman myself, I have had, people look at me and I don't dress crazy at all. So I've had people say crazy stuff to me, but your curves are your curves. And then my 5th thought, have you ever seen the Erica Campbell white dress?
Yes, a long time ago.
I'll put it on the screen.
Okay.
Erica Campbell.
Also put Jamal Bryant's wife.
Got you. People said the exact same thing about Erica Campbell in that white dress, which one, her husband posted and said he was the one that approved the shot as her label person, owner, whatever. 2, she was fully covered, but she's curvy. Bless you.
Thank you.
She's curvy, as are both of the Marys. Bless you. As are both of the Marys who are at church. There was nothing. Her skin wasn't showing. It wasn't sheer as like what's the lady name? I don't want to just keep calling her Jamal Bryant's wife.
That's all I got. Sorry. I have that. I have not Giselle. I don't have anything correct.
Her dress wasn't anywhere as near as, if you want to say risque, as the other dress. And all the people all said the same thing. So I think it has a lot to do with, again, we haven't taught people that women have curves. Black women have hips, legs, and thighs, and booty, and it's just it happens. Again, now if she had wore that at church on Sunday morning and said good morning, saints, I'd be like, all right, now first lady doing a lot, but she had on the town with her husband. I don't know. I don't get in married folks' business. I just
so while I do agree with that, I did when. One of the points that my mom brought up when we were talking about it was when you are in a position of power, though, you're representing something different. So
I understand it.
Coming out, she was representing the church, and I think that was kind of one of the things where it's like, this is what y'all be doing in there, and I think that was kind of where where some of the different reactions came from and stuff like that, because that is very true. Like when you step out. And it's like, this is my husband. He's pastor of, can't remember the name of his church in Atlanta. And I'm his wife.
New Birth, I think.
There we go. Yeah. Sure. And this is how we're presenting ourselves to the world. So people who might not know about us, to people who might not know about our church or anything like that, this is your first impression of me now. I think that is where it got a little dicey, because it was kind of like, girl, get you some sleeves. Like,
but she out with her husband.
Right. And I get that too. But she still is a representative of the church, because that's her husband's profession. He's the leader of the church. So I think that that's kind of where a lot of the different comments came from. However, back to what I was saying about the judginess in the church folks. In them church comments about that dress, they was calling her everything but a child of God. Yeah. And that's where I'd be like, well, maybe it's not working so well.
But see, I think that goes back to, so that's kind of what I was saying, like, and not the same situation, but as being a PK, like, we wouldn't have been able to do the same stuff as teenagers. We the same age. We go to the same school. I can't do that because of who my parents are. Like, I didn't choose this life. No. But that's why I feel like she, like I said, she out on the town with her husband. And another reason I can say that, going back to me, like, I remember, like, being in college, like, as a freshman, and I would go somewhere, and I'm just at an event, not even doing anything. And my mom will always find out. Like, she will always get a phone call. I saw Reed. So I am grown as hell. I don't even live there. Like, what are we talking about? Like, but no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like those are one of those positions where you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Again, because Erica Campbell, two different types of dress, and people were doing the exact same thing to her, and she was fully covered. She just had a little, splack out.
I get that. I don't know. I just think that I feel like with some, not necessarily with some situations, but like kind of like what you were saying, like you knew that you would go out and your mom would get a call. I feel like
it didn't stop me from going out though.
Right. I'm not saying that it should have. I just think that you could, like, not that she should have expected it because again the dress was fine, but it's just kind of being like, okay, I know that when I go out, I'm a representation of this, and this.
But her husband brought her the dress. That's why I'm saying, if her husband like it, I love it. Okay, this the dress I want you to wear. We outside. Period. Boom.
But also, in my opinion, he's not the best representation for what a holy man should be. But that's again a side note.
I don't know nothing. I mean, I've heard things about Jamal Bryant, but hey, I know people. Never mind. That was about to. I'm ready to take a turn. I'm so glad you knew where I was about to go.
So, religion and church are interesting.
They're very interesting. And at the end of the day, like, your walk is your walk. And that's just how I feel.
And also, a dress being a big enough spectacle that you went on talk shows about it.
It wasn't, now I did think that was a lot. Because I'm like, they got invited on the talk show, not to talk about their church, not to talk about this, but for the dress, I thought that was weird.
But best of luck to them.
Best of luck to the Bryants.
I'm sorry, ma'am, that I did not learn your name before this.
That's so that's my
horrible.
Fault. I don't want to keep calling her Jamal Bryant's wife. Hold on.
I personally have no qualms about it, but I do apologize that I did not learn it before to this. While she's looking that up,
Dr. Carrie Turner.
Yes, and she's a
Carrie
doctor.
Carrie. I don't know how you say it.
I think it's Carrie.
Hey, girl. Bryant, excuse me. So sorry. So sorry.
Yep. So, best of luck to all the church people.
Best of luck to the Bryants.
Best of luck to the Bryants.
Yeah. What about you guys? How do you feel? How's your relationship with church and your faith and, where you are and all those
Where
things?
y'all be on Sundays? Also, if you have a church suggestion, send it.
Don't suggest me no church. No, I'm kidding.
My friend was visiting a new church that I had thought about going to, and I said, let me know the next 2 times you go. I said, because if I don't want to go the first time, maybe I'll want to go the second time.
Let me know when you go. I try. I don't like visiting new churches, but I will.
Listen, after football season is over, I can make some time.
I cannot.
On Sunday mornings.
I cannot.
That sounds really bad.
It did. Yeah.
The Lord knows my heart. He knows who I am.
Moving right along. Give our wrap up. Give the wrap up.
Starting at the top, Martin Luther King. Thanks for giving us the day off.
I didn't know that's where we were going.
Neither did I until I said it. Oh, we're supposed to. So, also with Martin Luther King Day, there was a comment about if you think it should be a day of service or a day of rest. We day of rested.
Yeah.
Do you guys do day of services? There was
maybe we alternate.
I'm black every day. That's my service. I did see a white woman in the comments who said it should be a day of work for the white people and a day of rest for everyone else. And I said, hey, preach that to them, not to us. But I did think it was funny that she got on TikTok and was saying that. I was like, ma'am, this is not.
You're stressing me out tonight.
She said it, not me. It was very funny, though. Bad dads. Boo.
That talk about their kids on podcasts.
Shannon Sharpe. Boo.
Just cancel because. Shannon Sharpe. Cancel the podcast. Okay? We don't need another season. We don't need another season.
He got to do something. He got kicked off of Fox, so now he got to pay his white woman somehow. I didn't know I was going there either. Sorry.
This is why I have to edit the podcast so much.
Leave it in. I was gonna say something else. I won't. But
Janaé, stop convincing me to get sports betting ads.
However, America, if you are interested in betting, let me know and I will send you a referral code. I'll take that. I've convinced no one else to bet. Everyone else is betting on their own accord. Not my fault. Not my fault. She's not gonna do crack. I'm also not gonna ask her to do crack. But if I did, she would say no. Not my fault. Mary J. Blige. I have no qualms with Vegas. She'll see you soon.
Mary, if you want to send some tickets over to Black to Green Unfiltered, we'll
gladly
accept.
Okay. Listen, Vegas, if you're watching, I love it there.
You got to convince me, Vegas.
I love it there.
You got to convince me.
I have a great time.
Send me tickets to an Aces game.
I think All-Star Weekend's supposed to be in Vegas this year. No, is it? Yes. Maybe.
It's during my birthday. Oh. I won't be here.
I will. Send me some tickets. I have no qualms with the raps. I don't know.
Wrap it up.
It's fine with me. I like to know what I've been doing throughout the year.
You don't know what you've been doing throughout the year?
I like a summation.
I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
I go through my Snapchat saved memories all the time. I like a summation of where I was at a point in time.
I'm all right.
No notes.
2016.
Matter of fact, I didn't even get my Snapchat raps thing, and I was really sad about it. Every time I tried to click it, it wouldn't work. 2016.
Wrap it up.
Fetty Wap, welcome home. I'm glad you're booked. Side note, tacos and tequila. I do understand that it's supposed to be a nostalgia tour. I'd be fine with Fetty Wap on it. We're timing out.
Why are you having a pre-sale? We don't know what the lineup is.
Matter of fact, concert venues, festivals. Y'all keep doing that. I don't like that.
I don't even know who the lineup is, and you want me to buy a ticket and talking about this the lowest price is gonna be?
Sucks.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna buy tickets. Y'all gonna have clips out. Not clips. I like them. Jibs. I don't want to hear D Chang hang low. Leave me alone.
I actually would be excited to see. I just want to hear that song.
Let me tell you. I saw him perform in St. Louis when we went to the Millennium Tour.
It wasn't good.
Hang it up.
Oh.
Because you know what he can't do? Rap as fast as that song. You know what he did? Had that song in the back. It was no.
You know, wasn't Mims supposed to be there one year and he was not? He ended up not showing up because I was excited to see Mims. This is why I'm hot.
That was my first ringtone on my red Razor.
I'm hot because I'm fly. You ain't because you not. Boy.
A jam.
I would have been excited. I was here for Mims. So have we done our? We did do our the lineups that we would want at Tacos and Tequila. I'm still pushing for Missy Elliott and Sierra. Think they would be awesome additions.
Let me tell you, terrible people who I would be happy seeing: Waka Flocka, Soulja Boy. I don't mind. Tacos and Tequila. Call Roscoe Dash.
Well, how about y'all actually get Bow Wow because he was on the website last year and then he was not. So
I don't need Shad.
You want to see Bow Wow?
I've seen him. I guess because I went to the Millennium Tour, I don't need Shad again. If you call him, that's fine. If you call him, call Roscoe Dash and Soulja Boy.
I don't know who else would I like to see from that era.
Did I say Waka
we need some more singing people because the
Travis Porter.
Get
him on the phone.
I would like some more singers because I don't care. The first year was the best lineup. Don't care.
But it wasn't singers.
Mario, Bobby Valentino.
I forgot about Mario.
I was having the time of my
I enjoyed the first year was the best year. You're not wrong about that at all.
That lineup was great.
But I guess in my mind, it was all rappers.
Bobby Valentino and Mario was on that lineup.
They could have kept Bobby Valentino.
He was very freaked out. Don't know what was going on the stage.
And also, performers for Tacos and Tequila. Get your lineups tight. It's 100 degrees outside.
I don't know why Pretty Ricky was fully dressed in leather in freaking SWAT uniforms last year. I didn't know what was going on.
I don't understand. David Banner was doing too much. Don't bring him back. I did not enjoy it. It was too much going on. And
I enjoyed David Banner.
He was doing so much.
He was.
Throwing water on people.
Great. He was great.
I didn't like it. So, Tacos and Tequila, Social House Entertainment. Call us. We have lineup suggestions. As we have said before, call us again.
Can y'all bring Cisco? Not Drew Hill, just Cisco. So I could see.
Bring them both. I would have a great time with Drew Hill.
Saw Drew Hill at Memphis in May. They were
You did say that.
And it was, first of all, it was Cisco and them because that wasn't Drew Hill. I know. And they were not amazing.
I don't know if I want to see a whole Cisco lineup.
First of all, you know the thong song is my karaoke song.
You know, In My Bed is my karaoke song. That's why I was like, bring them all.
Well, he can sing it by themselves because it did not sound. It was not great at all.
I'll get up there. I'll sing it with him.
Yeah. So yeah, Tacos and Tequila. Let us hope. Maybe we can host.
Yeah. You got to have something to break up DJ Aston Martin. He's playing 8-hour sets
of the same song.
Jesus Christ. Back to the thing.
So sorry.
Church people. I don't know, guys. Like Kyrie said, if there was no material to make skits out of, skits would not be made. Take that as you will.
Stop live streaming your services. That might be the start. I understand they're sick and shut in.
Yes.
But maybe y'all should start live streaming to your own websites or something where you can only get in when you're a member. I don't know. I understand you want to spread the
spending more on your if you're spending more time on your production than you are on your preparation. Maybe look into that.
That was a
thank you.
Mm-hmm. That's something I need to say to my kids.
Maybe look into those things. But also, we love the Lord here. As we have both said, we have seen him work. We know he's real. You can't convince us that he's not. So, do with that as you will. Go on and prosper.
Say this prayer with me. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We've been have communion on a podcast show.
Hey. I play all day. But if you're liking what you're hearing and what you're seeing, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. We have all the things.
We do.
If you want us to talk about something specific, email us, blackdegreesunfiltered@gmail.com. We do and will respond. We will talk about the things that you would like us to talk about. So send us some suggestions.
If you want to be on the podcast, send us a thing.
No, submissions are closed, actually. No, I'm kidding.
As I did say, we do screen now.
Yes,
we screen.
Y'all
yes.
be saying some wild stuff.
But
yes,
we are open. We, like I said at the beginning, I do love an unhinged episode.
If y'all want us to be live from the living room more often, let us know. We'll come up with some topics and invite you over so we can do the podcast.
That's right.
All those good things.
If you have correct opinions. That is what I said. If you have correct opinions.
Yeah, because there was a lot going on last time.
Boy.
But yeah.
Yes. Also, stay warm.
Please.
If
stay safe.
Yeah.
Don't go nowhere unless you got to.
Please don't. Get your snow day snacks.
And don't be ordering DoorDash or Uber either. Let them stay home.
Let me tell you though, I will.
And if you are, tip them well.
Yeah. When I maybe 3 had to be a while ago, four snowstorms ago, maybe years ago. One day snowed in on a Sunday, was snowed in at Richard's house, all that, and we DoorDashed Popeyes. Let me tell you what, Mr. Man whose name I forgot, he made it up that thing in his little Toyota Corolla. We did him very, very handsomely.
Absolutely.
But to that day, if I don't know your name, but I would speak highly of it if I did, because you, sir, were out there making deliveries in the hood, in the snow. Good for you. But also, don't do that to people, because don't get them stuck. It's terrible. And then don't be like, why is my DoorDash taking 3 hours? Because it's snowing. Buy your snacks now.
We're supposed to get 5 to 7 inches. No, y'all need to go to Walmart or
by the time you see this, the snow will be over. So hope you got your snacks.
Prayerfully, because we was out of school for a whole week last year with the snow. So
negative 15.
I don't know. So yeah. And if you are snowed in with us, you're welcome. That's episode 117. We will see you next time.